Hello everyone, I'm Captain Logan, and today I want to show you a product that I recently got that I'm really excited about. This is the Batcave for 6-inch Batman 66 figures, and this is a thing that I never thought we'd see. The last company that had the license to Batman 66, to the Adam West TV show, was Mattel, and those figures came out, I want to say, back in 2013, 2014, around when the DVDs and the Blu-rays came out for that series, maybe even a little bit before that was released. And I bought those religiously. I have almost everything from that line. I think the only thing I didn't buy from that line is the Batman and Robin that are climbing up a wall. And I still want to get my hands on that at some point. That's gone up in price. All of those figures are tougher to get now, and I think, a little bit costly at this point. So it's nice that McFarlane, of all companies, is putting out Batman 66 toys, and in the same scale. So this is, again, a playset for a 6-inch Batman figures. Curiously, it looks like it's for figures that are slightly smaller than the Mattel figures, even though both of them are ostensibly 6 inches. I think the ones that McFarlane are putting out are 5'9", so like nearly 6 inches, but not quite, just a little bit shorter than that. So let me go ahead and show you the playset all set up here. I bought this specifically for my Mattel figures because this was the one major thing, besides some characters that I would have loved to have had in that size. They put out some Mego-esque dolls that are, or kind of doll-esque figures that are difficult to get your hands on now, really expensive, and they put out a lot more characters for that. There's an Alfred in that line, there's a King Tut in that line, I think there might even be a Sandman in that line. I can't remember now. But anyway, there was never a Batcave, and that was always really disappointing to me. The closest thing we got was an accessory set that came with this Bat computer, which is significantly larger than the Bat computers, or the consoles in the Bat computer from this set. And that's why I'm saying the scale is a little bit off, but it's better than nothing. My figures, as you see here, look pretty okay with it. You look at my Riddler back here. So, of course, none of the figures in the Batmobile that you see here come with this set. Those are all from the Mattel line, and as it says on the box, of course, accessories and vehicle, etc. Figures, playset, vehicles sold separately, of course. I imagine their Batmobile is probably quite a bit smaller than this, is judging by what you see on the box. It looks like it's a little bit smaller. But again, this works in a pinch. This is the closest thing I'll ever have to a Batcave that actually fits these figures, and it's just really surreal to me that this even exists. I'm really excited about it. I got this at Target for $30. That's the retail price. That's the going rate for this set, and it seems pretty worth it to me so far. I just set this up recently, and I mean, I'm not going to keep it here. This is just kind of right in the middle of the bunker here, but I think it looks pretty cool with my unfinished basement floor. It seems like the perfect place for this. This, like a lot of modern playsets, is more form than functional. It's kind of more of a display piece, in my opinion, than it is a thing that would be great for kids to play with. And obviously, more adults are going to care about this than kids. If you happen to have kids that you're bringing up on this series, they might want to play with it. I'm sure my kids will. But some of the pieces here are a little bit flimsy, not great to actually put action figures on. You have this ladder back here that I imagine, there's my Batgirl and my Riddler, we're just killing everybody here, that I imagine would be kind of difficult to set up a figure on and have it hang from it or stand on it, although I've not really tried. You've got bat poles back here that look just, okay from a distance, but as soon as you start messing with them, you realize that they're not actually very stable. They just kind of hang on the back here, which is a little bit disappointing. Certainly, you're not going to be able to get a figure and actually, you know, have it slide down the bat poles. They're kind of just there to say that you have bat poles. And I would have really appreciated it if the atomic pile had an opening at the top that you could actually drop figures down, like the girl from the pilot episode that falls in and dies in the atomic pile. But the set doesn't have any kind of gimmicks, any special things that it does, no buttons you push, no lights and sounds or anything. And again, I don't have to have that for a display piece. I have no idea where I'm going to put this thing yet in this room, but I am excited to eventually, you know, find some place to put it. If you're curious, right now, McFarlane only has a few figures out. The first wave has a Batman, a Joker, a Robin, and I think maybe that's it. Maybe there's one more, I can't remember. And then they're doing a second wave that I don't think has come out quite yet as of this recording, with a Riddler and a Surf's Up Batman and a Surf's Up Joker. I don't know why they're putting those out before some of the other major characters that you would want. There's a Robin in that first wave as well. So I'm going to recommend that if you want to finally get into Batman 66 figures, you go ahead and get with the McFarlane toys, especially if not knowing, of course, yet what exactly is going to come out. Especially if you want to get this Batcave, because it's the easiest way right now to get a Robin. Robin in the Mattel set was never released by himself. I'm bouncing up and down like he's the one talking. I was never released by myself. Holy short supply, Batman. And the only way you could get him, if memory serves, was with a 3-pack that came with this Batgirl, which is how I got him, if I'm remembering all of this correctly, and a Batman, so I ended up with an extra Batman. I think I have Batman 3 times, including the Bruce Wayne head. This is going to look horribly gruesome. With the Bruce Wayne head Batman that came with the accessory kit. I want to say I'm remembering that right, unless that came with, or maybe that is the set that came with. I forget now. I think you also could have gotten a Robin with the second release of the Batmobile that had a Batman and a Robin with it. I bought this when it first came out, and I don't think anything else was changed about the car. I think it was just released with those figures with it in case you didn't have them already, which was cool. But yeah, it was kind of obnoxious trying to get my hands on a Robin. And like I said, from everything I've looked at, it's hard to get these figures at the price they originally came out at. If you're wondering, I just put some of these figures in here for a sense of scale, and I put Penguin there because he was in the Batmobile, in the Batcave, in the 66 movie, of course. It will be interesting to see how many waves of those figures we get, because if they start putting out figures that Mattel never gave us, I'll have a hard time not getting them, and then some of my figures won't quite be to scale, and that would be kind of irritating to me. But I bought this for the very specific purpose of finally having something really cool to display these figures with. So I imagine I'm not alone on that. Like, I bet that there are other Mattel collectors that are like, okay, finally we've got this, and it's just not quite to scale with our original figures. But if you happen to find this cool and you didn't get in on the action back during the Mattel days, you might want to get your hands on this and start collecting the McFarlane figures. And they seem nice enough, although I don't like the sculpts and the faces as well as what was going on with these Mattel figures. Let's take a look just a little bit at the detail of some of the pieces here. I like that the consoles and the desks and everything are separate, and you can kind of customize them and put them in any place that you want to. It might have been nice if it came with a few more things so that you could mix and match and you didn't feel the need to use everything. I feel like the cave doesn't feel full unless you use pretty much everything that came with the set. And of course, one of the big gimmicks with that show was Batman always had whatever piece of machinery or gadget on hand that he needed at any given moment, and that included in the cave. And so if he needed a drink dispenser, he had he'd turn around and he had a thing that said drink dispenser, like in the movie, even if in the next episode that thing wasn't there. And so it might have been fun if there were a few more things that you could kind of bring things in and out. I would have liked things like the Gotham Library, which consisted of just a couple of encyclopedias and maybe a phone book. I can't remember, but I loved how pathetic and piddly that thing looked, and it would have been nice to have that here. And again, the drink dispenser, and there's some other things that it would have been cool to have seen with this. But like I said, I like that these things just are kind of freestanding, and you can put them anywhere you want to. I arranged it, actually Jason set this up for me, but we arranged it like it shows on the box, but there's not any reason that you have to put it together like that if you like some other sort of setup. There's not really necessarily a definitive way to put all of this together. Things kind of moved around some. I guess a couple of the larger pieces were always in the same place, but I think some of these pieces kind of moved around here and there a little bit in the show. As far as putting it together, it was pretty self-explanatory. I mentioned that Jason set this up for me. He put all these individual pieces out, but I put together the railing and everything. It's good that it's self-explanatory because it didn't come with any kind of instruction, and I'm not sure if my box was just missing one or if the assumption was that, hey, it's easy, it's obvious, you can do it yourself. So it's a good thing that it wasn't hard. It's pretty clear where these pieces fit into and how that all goes together. Mercifully, there are no stickers that you have to put in. They're all already on the pieces, and that's kind of a thing I'm not used to, which I really appreciated. Looking at all these stickers, if this came out in the 90s or the early 2000s, you would have expected you'd have to put all of this together yourself and hope that you didn't miss or put it on cattywampus. So I really like that all of that was done for me. That's great, because I mean, it's all on there perfectly, and I didn't have to worry about messing it up with my butterfingers. So all in all, this is a really nice display piece, and I'm so happy to have it. And it goes really well with the accessory set if you have one, or if you can get your hands on it. From Mattel again. Here are all the fun pieces. I'm not going to review this, of course, but here's all the fun pieces that came with the accessory set. You've got batarangs, you've got different repellents, including the shark repellent, you've got the megaphone, the bat phone, the Shakespeare head, and this thing actually flips around and is the other side of, or is like Bruce Wayne's office, where Batman and Robin would slide down the bat poles, and so it's fun if you have this to put these things up here. And so my set feels a lot more complete having these things with the cave, and that wasn't the easiest thing to get even when it came out. So it kind of sucks that you very likely wouldn't be able to get your hands on it now, but if you happen to already have one, I really suggest getting this Batcave, because you'll feel like your whole collection is a whole lot more complete, even though these are two things that were not meant to go together. Anyway, that's really all I have to say about it. I guess I should also say the colors are really nice. I like the orange and the yellow there. Did not skimp on the bright, exotic Art Deco kinds of colors, and the detail on all the graphics with the stickers is really nice, and just not a thing that I ever expected to see. This piece underneath the Batmobile is just a piece of cardboard, that comes with this, and you don't want to lose that piece, because I think, weirdly, even though it's cardboard, it kind of holds the whole thing together, and that's where the Batmobile is supposed to sit, regardless of the fact that my Batmobile is much too large for this set. But anyway, thus concludes my review of the Batman 66, the playset for 6-inch figures from McFarlane Toys. Like I said, this is available at Target right now, and I don't know if there's any other place you can get it, but that's where I found mine, and I keep seeing it there, so you should be able to get your hands on it. Really minimal setup, really easy to put together, and a whole lot of fun. So anyway, thanks a lot for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again with lots more videos here on Geekvolution. Later, folks.